with Dan and James. Thank you. AVANGAR are going to be starting on the CT side with 4 players in the A bomb site. Kikat's going to be alone towards B with a not a defuse kit, with some Kevlar. And that's about it. James is by connector, and indeed Sanji will make his way over as well. So with no fast play towards A, it seems AVANGAR will ask questions towards B, but they haven't seen much of NRG just yet. Stanislaw and Ethan with some grenades, a smoke and a Molotov held at the moment. There goes Moy. That's quite a far one. And smoke on the side. Will they go for a side plant and try and take the entire train yard? That would be pretty cool.
And Breeze is pushing forwards. You've got to get that forward positioning, and they are doing a decent job of that. The bomb will go down. All 4 players, in fact, looking to meet the CTs in those forward positions. Jane will go for the challenge as well, but it's Buster to get the kill into Cirque. It's changing lots of blows here, but it's AVANGAR looking a bit stronger. Still need to get closer to that bomb, but if they get all the frags, they will be definitely doing that very soon. Ethan needs to defend. 3 players to face him in 1 by 1. Stanislaw trying to isolate these duels, but it's so difficult. Too many players. And that is a fantastic retake. And there it is. Defuse will come in.
That is quite the retake. I like the idea from NRG. Normally you'd have the smoke towards the connector. They put the Molotov there and use the smoke on the other side of the train. So there's less vision for the CT side. They push behind that smoke, but they just don't get the frags at the end of the day. Well, Ethan got a frag, but on the wrong team, unfortunately. Such is life. Seen a few TKs in the last 24 hours. We'll see how many more there will be today. NRG, what will they choose to do? Okay, we've got the hero Krieg on Breeze. And it is a force buy. Okay, we've got an AK on Ethan as well. So this is quite a gnarly buy from NRG. This could be quite dangerous, but of course, Train has some pretty tight choke points, and AVANGAR have more utility. So they'll need to get into position to succeed. And you want these pistoling players to stay alive in the meantime. Kikat caught off angle. That's a great start for NRG.
It certainly is. But they need to close it down somehow. And once you've got a 5 versus 4 on the T side and all this time to work with, it's a nice spot to be in, considering the fact that, as you can see on the mini-map, the CT suddenly have a position where they can't quite cover everything. They're going to have to pull back from the forward positions, and Breeze is going to make it worse here. Buster trying to play for information in Ivy will be punished. And again, you've got to take some risks in this position as the CTs, and given the scenario, this is starting to look really scary for AVANGAR. You get that 1-0 lead. This is the worst thing that could possibly happen, and more risks now need to be taken by AVANGAR. And so they will rotate 2 towards the B bomb site, leaving Sanji all alone on that A bomb site, playing around the sandwich. I honestly don't know if there's any good answer for AVANGAR right now against what NRG are going to be bringing to the table. Taking their sweet time. Adren will defend towards B, but NRG's main push comes into A now.
Yeah, NRG in a much better spot at this point. Breeze creeping up the IV position. Stanislaw can go first now, take the bullet, get the information with the pistol. The bomb's been dropped. Not a big deal for now because there's so much position for NRG. And there's Sanji traded 3 versus 2 in favor of NRG. Make it 1. Adren now, the last one to fall. And there is a huge force buy win for NRG. Really turns things around for that team. Well, for AVANGAR as well in the worst direction. Leaving them mostly with $1,700. So what is next now for AVANGAR? Do they force straight back? Beautiful round from NRG. Again, it was unfortunate how limited their success was on the pistol round, considering what they tried to do. 4-player survive for AVANGAR, but not on this occasion. The force buy from NRG will be good.
Absolutely. The scouts will be coming out here for AVANGAR, and we know that they can work out quite well on train. So see if James can get something done. Oh my God, denied. Ethan with a fantastic long-range headshot. Clinical stuff from NRG. They are looking ready for this game out of the gates. And NRG, a team that we've seen, a lot of train from. It was always, a map that NRG could play, and under Stanislaw, it's always a map that he, with his teams, previously I think, Optic was where where they made their name on train. Buster unable to connect his shot. And one thing we can expect from NRG is a lot of defaults on their T side. 2 players IV, 1 player main, 1 player above the ladder room, 1 player towards inner. That's kind of how the setup is going to look almost every time here from NRG. Unless they, against AVANGAR, have something specific prepared. And so if they break the script, NRG will be looking for that, and we can be excited to see exactly what is going on and what is the reasoning behind that. But here, it's not looking too good for AVANGAR. Down 2 players already. NRG in a position at this point in which they are grouping up, rallying towards that B-bomb site.
Nice to see Cirque with his game face on. He was in the makeup room trolling us a little earlier on.
He loves doing that, actually.
I love bumping into Cirque, be it on the deathmatch servers or in real life. He's really cool and pretty funny.
He's hilarious, yeah.
25 seconds for NRG to plant the bomb, however. That's not so funny. But there's no one on the B bomb site apart from them, so they'll have little issue. And AVANGAR can try to hold on to these scouts. Breeze will eventually go down, keeping the CTs away. So that's a nice upgrade for Sanji. Now, if these 3 players can hold on, it's still a very dangerous round in round number 4 for NRG to deal with.
It is, as you say, though, a great pickup, getting that Krieg. And they will pose a lot of danger to NRG in the following round. 2 scouts, a Krieg. That's actually pretty damn huge. Honestly, if you get a couple P250s in there as well, I'm not sure that they will decide to invest anything whatsoever. Actually, that said, there is 2 CZs on Keycurd and Buster, and Sanji has a Deagle, so they can drop those pistols to Jame and Adren. And they're going to have a pretty scary next round in which they can do a lot of damage. You connect a couple of the scouts. The Krieg obviously should be good for 1, and the pistols, obviously, are a great follow-up to any scout damage that happens to finish off players of NRG. So, one thing I hope that we'll see though is that AVANGAR will have certain strategies prepared for this game, because NRG, again, as I mentioned previously, they're a team which they're one of the more predictable top teams in terms of how Stanislaw likes to call, at least in the early stages of a game. And so there is certainly exploitation to be done there. And to begin things here, NRG will take it a little bit slow. This is an anti-eco round from NRG. You can see them more grouped up here, not going into that default. Instead, looking to get towards B, get the bomb down straight away. That's a great way to get rid of the scout threat, is just get the bomb down.
Double HEs towards the ladder room has actually attracted AVANGAR more towards the A-bomb site than the B. Players spotted above B. There's the late smoke from Kika. They're going to go through it, though. That's going to catch him by surprise. The trade is there. That's good enough. Position so important on Train and every other map on CS, really. Buster and Jame remain with these scouts. Now, don't want to hold on to them for too long because it's a full buy next round, although the money is still less than stellar for AVANGAR. Buster will do what he can. He could actually do a fair bit here if we look at the health on Cirque and Ethan. There's more to do. Was he spotted? Looks like he was. Cirque won't re-aggress. Now, Buster, I mean, he could hold on to his Kevlar and his pistol and so on, but there are upgrades to be had, and they will not be had. NRG 3-1 after a pistol round win from AVANGAR. We'll see if NRG can continue that momentum now that the first buy comes in for AVANGAR, but again, it will be lacking. It won't be a full buy. You can see Jame, AWP, no grenades whatsoever, and they may be light on defuse kits as well.
I like what we saw from NRG there, the decisiveness of that push. It's all too common that you'll see teams be a little bit too afraid, but if you can get your players into position on a map like Train, get them into the open spaces, then you just let the individual skill do the rest, and worked out nicely for them there. We'll see a boost on the pallet. Team main, trying to get a forward position, denied by the Molotov. Cirque able to get rid of Sanji as well, so a really troublesome opening to the CT side for AVANGAR so far on Train. They'll still maintain some forward positions towards the A yard though, and already I'm seeing some deviations from what NRG will typically do. We're not seeing this default approach from them in this round, although they break into it now, going into the mid-round situation. We'll see them spreading out to 2 players on Ivy, which is again how they like to approach things towards Ivy.
Here, watch these smokes. Sorry, smoke on one side, Molotov on the other side. That is how you push the CTs away from Ivy. Learn that, people at home. Download the demo, learn the grenades. Not going to follow up behind it just yet, NRG. Dren going up the ladder. Has he been hurt? Did he make any sounds? Doesn't look like it, or maybe. I don't know. Breeze not paying attention, but there's someone else to deal with it, I think, above him. Yeah, Ethan. Ring around the rosy. This is really ruining the time for NRG. Adren has no idea Ethan is there, but while all this madness is going on, he's got the bomb. He's trying to sneak now back into the site. The second player. This really could go either way. This is absolute madness. Ethan's got to find that frag. He can back up the ladder. Where is James? Still waiting in connector. 2 versus 4. He's going towards the B bomb site, but they need to plant the bomb. Looks like he's gonna just hold on to what he has.
Yeah, I think they called a safe situation as soon as Keycut is so completely locked out of, I mean, Adren also dies in Pop Dog, so
I think
does it go from a to a 4v2, they're also locked out of position entirely towards A, and they know that NRG's all over A, so and they called the save right then and there. Keycut will defend. Keeping these guns alive is, of course, extremely high priority. Is imperative, and they look pretty good to do that actually. And keeping an AWP and a Krieg in the CT hands will enable them a good chance to do damage in the following round or even win it if they are positioned well. However, that said, NRG have been really disciplined, and their approach to these rounds has been the communication. Everything just looks so smooth for them so far.
Hero AWP time. Yes, the Krieg is there as well, but really it's about the AWP as far as I am concerned. Jane does not look to have the best spawn in the world, but we'll see where he chooses to go with it. He needs to maybe get an early pick, and that's something that NRG will expect. Now, where is he headed? You can see him by the IV position. He can look either side of the train, but Keycut look the other side. There he is. There's the early pick. That's exactly what you want. NRG don't have position towards the B bomb site, for example, to do anything. Tarek taking a gamble on the A bomb site, and now it's a 5 versus 3 with at least one rifle to collect. Buster maybe trying to pick up the other one. That won't happen. Sanji has control of B for now with a smoke grenade. So this is a great start for AVANGAR and makes things extremely difficult for NRG.
Breeze looking to push awesome information towards IV. But indeed, with that bomb having a perimeter set up around it by the CTs, that in of itself will kill so much time. NRG trying to work on some of the extremities there, but ultimately it all comes down to grabbing that bomb, and AVANGAR don't have to hold on to it forever. You can see they're actually starting to move away, and Stan is going to be pre-aiming to the deep positions, and he will get caught out on the close ranges. Sark will find the bomb, but he's lost all of his teammates. And, you know, in that situation, I love how AVANGAR decide to just fall back, and you know they do have to look after their economy. They must nurture their finances and make sure that they don't lose anybody else.
I'm interested to see what happened with NRG and what positions they had after the IV kill. I think Tarek was near E-box or something on the A bomb site. Just trying to pick off some of the other players, or the AWP was in action. Curious to see what happened there. NRG, you've got the money to weather this storm. You can see Cirque just shy of $10,000. So they're fine in that respect, but that's a huge round for AVANGAR. They came into it with 2 rifles, got that early pick straight away towards IV, and then put NRG down on 3 players, where NRG didn't really have the position to capitalize on anything to push towards B, for example, with the action towards A. There was a smoke towards B, so that works out really, really well for AVANGAR. Maybe that gets them back into this game earlier than you might expect. They're on a real full buy now. AK, AWP, Krieg, loads of grenades, 3 defuse kits. Things are looking a lot better, but of course they need to win that round. They need to win this round. Both teams do. Money's not perfect for either side, but of course it can be worse for the CTs. Ethan will learn a hard lesson around the ladder room with that punish from Adren. Sanderford's been seen by Sanji, but I don't think he saw him. So there's angles and there's pushes from Keycut in the meantime. The only player towards the B bomb site, maybe having a read towards A. It is a fast round from NRG, but now they've got a man advantage, 4 versus 3.
Yeah, the bomb's going down on B as well. What a turnaround. NRG were looking like they were struggling, but just immediately they get 2 kills, they get position. However, AVANGAR are actually able to gain a lot of space on the B yard. This could be the way back into this round with the bomb ticking away. Tarek gets one. Will he get traded? Yes, he will. Buster on the frag, but there's still much more to be done. There's no utility here for the CTs beyond that smoke that was just put on the bomb, and that's a huge frag from Breeze, and that's going to seal the deal in this round at least. 5 rounds now for NRG against the 2 of AVANGAR. They are struggling, AVANGAR, on their CT side.
A little anarchy favoring NRG on the T side, 5-2. And again, that was an important round for AVANGAR to win, but they've got the money to buy, but again, it will be lacking. At least not in weaponry. They've got the M4s out, Buster with the AUG. It'll be a mixed bag in terms of weaponry. Adren really had to land that kill. I feel like he had the jump on Breeze there and not looking at the angle, so that was an important one, a critical miss there for AVANGAR. Who knows what might have happened. And then Buster was moving back into the fight. Okay, here we go again. This time there'll be a trade, just abusing the numbers NRG. Fast rounds are not really giving AVANGAR time to adjust to anything the way things are happening at the moment.
Yeah, I love this. NRG are playing a little bit off the script in terms of we haven't seen too many defaults from them, and we're seeing some fast bursts. They're really trying to keep the pressure on AVANGAR. And the interesting thing here as well is that they know AVANGAR's utility is low, so going for these fast plays, you're less likely to run into counter utility right at the beginning of the round. And so that allows you to be more successful on average with those faster plays. Dren going to get blinded there. Lovely play coming in from the likes of Breeze and Ethan with a flash to AK follow-up. Jame, oh my goodness. So I'm going to take him down from atop the train. That's unfortunate. Doesn't really seem like there's all that much to play with now here. Quick kill from Buster, but it's 1 versus 3 for Keycut. He's out of position, locked out completely. And they know that he's likely coming from the B side of the map. So you can see they're able to cover everything here. Safe plant as well. What on earth does Keycut do except save?
No kit. Surely he's just going to pick a position to hold. Yeah. This is the pick of NRG. We saw a really good showing from AVANGAR on Dust 2 yesterday. I'm looking forward to seeing how NRG deal with that. But it's looking good for NRG on train at the moment. NRG rocking their controversial new logo. A lot less pink. And there goes Keycut. The duel's just not really being won by AVANGAR at the moment with these M4s on the CT side. Maybe starting a little cold. There's still time to recover. This is going to be an eco situation though. They're on about $3,000 per person. 6-2 in favor of NRG on the T side. A nightmare of a CT side for AVANGAR so far. There's been a lot of action in this ladder room in the last few rounds.
Yeah, it's really interesting too because if NRG are able to just take it whenever they want, they kind of condition AVANGAR away from playing ladder room early, which gives a lot more information, or rather space for NRG, as well as denial of information later on. If NRG, let's say, play a slower round, AVANGAR might not have that position because they've been abused there so many times, which gives NRG just better chances to obscure what their plays are going to be. And that's one of the important parts of that ladder position for the CTs is not only does it allow you to better deal with the A pushes, it gives you flank timings towards B, it also gives you information, as it's the most forward position you can really have. And so to deny it or to condition your opponents to not want to play that position is huge. So we'll have to see if that is the case for AVANGAR. Maybe they'll start playing 2 players there. Maybe they'll double down. Dren is going to find himself a cheeky frag, it looks like, just about. Took too many bullets though, can't handle the follow-up.
If Cirque didn't run back at that exact moment, I think Adren might get 2 kills there. Or the situation gets a lot more weird, picks up an AWP, who knows. 40 seconds for NRG to clean out the rest, being very, very careful. Great situation for them now. James got a P250. If he finds the right person, then who knows? Pops Ethan in the head. Maybe through the wall or something. It looked like a headshot, but there we go. Either way, it's 7-2 for NRG. AVANGAR now, plenty of money. They'll take a timeout to discuss the proceedings. Do they pick up a second AWP? Dren's dropped one for James. Buster and Sanji haven't bought just yet. Grenades coming out, but what do they expect from NRG? There's been fast rounds from NRG. It's been a bit bedlam, a bit anarchy. There's been lots of aggressive plays towards ladder room. They failed with 1 player. They put 2 in there instead, or even 3 actually, on the round prior. Now, do NRG go for a fast play towards B or some kind of burst, something to throw AVANGAR off and just break them again immediately? Seems there is some entanglement behind NRG at the moment.
Yeah, there's so much to be done here. And when you can take a timeout as well, and if you're NRG and you're thinking, they're going to try to maybe counter some things that we've been doing, it's your opportunity to like really throw a wrench into the works by mixing it up yourself. And it's another fast one here from Breeze at the very least, going through to Olofmeister. And Stan will be making his way towards Ivy by himself. Breeze with the defense there. Sanji goes down.
He had no idea.
He really didn't. There was no nades to really help him out there. Well, not enough at least. Breeze goes for another duel. That could have, I mean, if that had gone his way, oh, what a disaster it would have been. But still, Dren takes a lot of pain from the Krieg. He's down to 40 HP. And look at the walk into the B-bomb site, just contacting it straight away. And that was actually, I think, a really cool play from NRG, but it's backfired on them here. They've shown the bomb. The bomb's lost, in fact. Cirque has to try to get it. He's thrown a smoke down, but just barely escaping with his life. Stan able to get a cheeky frag from Ivy. So there is still play here for NRG, but it's very dangerous with such low HP.
Cirque's left the bomb on the high ground. Problem is, Kikert's flanking. With all that noise being made, Kikert would have had those sound cues, so he may just find the bomb above the ladder, and now that's going to make things really awkward. Cirque waiting for somebody to move forward. There's the bomb. What does this mean? What is the meaning of this? There are 2 players left. They've left the bomb above the ladder. Kikert, I assume, will read that someone's probably coming to rotate to pick it up. There he is. He's seen him, but where's the other guy? Starting to back off now. They've got a time advantage, 25 seconds on the clock. He's got all the information they need. There's very few places NRG can be, so I think that was a regrettable decision for NRG. So maybe he didn't want to risk losing the bomb down the ladder, but at that point, there'd only be one person alive anyway. But still, AVANGAR are really spread out, far away from the pop dog. NRG have tried to bait them towards the B bomb site with some grenades, and James moving a little. He's near old bomb now. And there is the round.
I like how Kikert decided to fall back. I think, you know, there is definitely a lot of decisions that could have been made which are aggressive in nature, given that, you know, they don't have much time. You know, it's a 3 versus 2 and so on and so forth. I've got the information. You know, he could have, after that peak, called a teammate to come towards B and get his guy and teammate to come towards Pop Dog. You know, but he went for the guaranteed play, which is really important. Good to see the cognizance of that in a pressured situation. Don't want to see those mistakes get made. Ooh, Breeze absolutely demolished there. Great timing on the flashbang. You can see why that flashbang can be so critical. And we'll see NRG with 2 players towards Ivy once again. Sanji looking like he's going to take team main. Indeed, he's just checking that position out. Kurt, you got to be careful with that. Those bricks are deceptively. You can do a deceptive amount of damage through them.
Is there a flash? There comes a flash. Cirque won't get anything done. 2-man spray down for Buster. Perfect timing from AVANGAR. That's exactly the kind of play they needed. They've got to survive in the numbers. Ethan and Tarek remain. That's a big headshot from Ethan, but where is the bomb? It's being picked up by Tarek. He's run at main position. They have a minute on the clock, so there's still work to be done here for NRG, but of course it won't be easy.
Yeah, this is an unfortunate situation. I think in a perfect world, you'd have Ethan with the bomb in this spot, and Tarek could try to run distraction towards the A-bomb site. Given the smoke that Ethan threw, that would allow Tarek to potentially get out of team main and make some plays. But instead, they're going to have to commit together towards this A site, and it's not going to look good here. There's so much attention in this position from AVANGAR. Beautiful shot from James. That's going to deal with Ethan. Tarek will be able to respond, but he's critically low, down to 13 health. Stuck in the Olofmeister position, moving towards Sandwich now. As NRG don't really have any options, Jane will finish it off. And AVANGAR, another much-needed round. Really good to see them stabilizing somewhat here.
Yep, they will take a second AWP into round number 12. And they've got the money to buy around it. There's an AWP again for Cirque.
I like the graphic on the, like, that's like an old MS 1.1, eh? James, he's going to be such a key factor. Got to see him get fired up in this series. Tactical pause from NRG, so it looks like they might reassess their approach here. They've realized that AVANGAR have started to adjust. AVANGAR have secured economy, so they have everything to work with. They can settle into their most optimal defensive setups. So now it's time for a change, James. It's time for a change.
Technical pause at present. For those of you in GoTV, I think with the action that we're seeing from NRG, I mean, it is late in the first half. I keep forgetting, I apologize. But with the action, I normally would pick CTs on train, but just the way NRG have been playing, I'll go for top fragging Ethan. He's got 12 kills at the moment. So that's my pick for the remainder of the half. And then I'll go for Cirque always fun to watch in the second half.
Really depends on how NRG are going to approach the rounds from now. I think that they have recognized that this is somewhat of a turning point. This is a position in which AVANGAR really make the comeback, or in which NRG get to shut it down. If NRG win this round, AVANGAR's money is somewhat crippled. They will have to half buy in the following round, so that allows NRG to really have a strong result. Or if AVANGAR hold on, AVANGAR get to have a very close score and a recovery against NRG, which really keeps the game very open going into that second half. So I really like the timing of this pause, even though it's a tech pause. So I guess actually I would like a tactical to follow at some point here, because I do want those NRG players to be talking to each other. I'm curious what they will decide to do. They know that the AWPs will be out in numbers for AVANGAR. And as interestingly, we haven't seen too much of the standard defaults from NRG, and it could, as I mentioned before, could potentially be partly due to the fact that it is punishable if you're too predictable. If you play, like, one way to punish defaults is by really hitting the extremities with aggression on the CT side.
Looks like there's some kind of TeamSpeak issue.
Hello. Like how the first highlight is actually just a team kill from Ethan. Digging that.
T-side players looking sharp on the aim. AVANGAR, in some rounds, look like they've still been waking up. Like that duel from Adrenaline, I feel like he really should have won that one. And who knows what may have happened. But it's come and gone. And AVANGAR still have a chance of getting a reasonable score out of this half, all things considered. 4-7 for the moment, but that could still turn around.
That moment from Buster there, that double, that was a really good series of kills that really turned things around for AVANGAR. That was really when things started to go wrong for NRG. You can see Ethan, the player with one of the best, for me, like one of the best mechanical players in North America. Really steady rifler, very consistent. Cirque not necessarily always as consistent, but his ceiling is so high. He can take over a game by himself.
Still waiting for this tech pause to be resolved. Are you looking forward to a particular map in this series?
No, James.
Okay, well I am. I'm looking forward to Dust 2. After what we saw from AVANGAR yesterday,
looking forward to good Counter-Strike.
I'm very interested to see how NRG will match up to them on Dust 2, and if they'll go into it with the same confidence, especially if, depending on what happens in this first map, and if that gives them, if that changes things for them mentally.
Yeah, yeah, definitely looking forward to Dust 2. We saw a lot of great stuff from AVANGAR on Dust 2 previously. They had some great utility usage and very methodical approaches to their T side. So, that in of itself is beautiful to watch. So that, there will be quality for sure to look forward to. And they're really in a position where if they're able to make a comeback here in this half, and then they are able to take it over Train, I feel like they're in such a strong position. That's how they win this series, is by winning this map against NRG, as Dust 2 will be a strong pick for them. It's so good to see Adren at Majors. It's so good to see Adren hungry and sharp. One of the more experienced players that we have, one of the players with the biggest legacies.
Here we go, the unpause has come in. We will continue, round number 12. Indeed, I love watching Adren. Always been a fan of him, considering back in the day, some years ago, he'd always be playing in online with 100 ping and still be wrecking people. I have much respect for him. Doing it the hard way. 3-round lead for NRG. Again, AVANGAR took 2 AWPs away from the previous round. The second one will be on Buster. Oh dear, the Molotov's gone in the wrong direction. He can't even hold the angle. I don't think the T's know just yet. They're deploying grenades of their own, so not too much harm done, or will there be? Actually, here we go. There is a smoke down in the middle, though, so everything's fine. 4-player starts on the A-bomb site for AVANGAR. They are deploying grenades in towards that main position, but they won't put anybody in a forward spot. They'll just drop the grenades there. You can see on the radar they're moving pretty far back, playing around the bomb train and Ivy, and moving a second and third player in towards B.
Oh my God, you got to be so careful there. That is such a big moment. Another mistake on the grenade there. It's not going to really amount to much again, but it's just a bit annoying for Buster that he can't quite land those grenades in the way that he wants. But really, really important duel one there against Cirque. That was one of the plays that they had. You had that smoke grenade. It was in the middle of Ivy, which was to bait the AWPer to peek towards the smoke because you think that it's safe and you can maybe line up a nade. But the boost over the smoke would counter that and with a kill. So that would be huge. Speaking of which, Keycurd in the middle of nowhere. Tarek's going to find a kill there. That's going to equalize things. And NRG needed an opening. They've got 30 seconds to go.
Must have been a calculated risk from AVANGAR. Man advantage, but it had no information. They were passive everywhere. Keycurd going for a walk. Now, how valuable is that information? He sees one person outside of B bomb site. Now there are big issues for AVANGAR. You do wonder if that push was well timed. James from the connector position. Tag, he sees the bomb towards main, so it can be a full rotation for Adren. Another tag around the E-box, but they're still alive, and that's a problem. 11 seconds now, 2 versus 3. There are no grenades to stop them. They've got to find a frag. It's a huge one for James. He can't go to the pistol. The bomb's being planted. He's looking over the top, and now it's just Stan. Pistol will do the job. James with a 3K. He did enough. Both AWPs still in the hands of AVANGAR, but that one was a scary one.
Sick round from James. The focus there on the AWP is just so phenomenal. Honestly, the first connection is very difficult to get. He hits it through the wall, and then the second connection was through the E-box as well. It feels like he's getting denied repeatedly, but he still gets all the kills. That is fantastic for AVANGAR. That could have been a moment where things go really wrong, and NRG were so very patient. There were so many situations there that were on a knife edge, you know, around Ivy specifically.
I don't know what the plan was with Keycurd, because they didn't really have any indication that NRG were in any particular part of the map. It was quiet everywhere. So, you know, it started to fall to pieces from there onwards. Buster's in trouble now. That smoke will actually help him fall back a little bit, or will it? So it goes straight through, and he gets himself a nice toy to play with. 3 versus 5. Adren drops off the train, and that's enough sound cues for AVANGAR to be in a safe situation.
Oh, no.
My God.
Oh, no, you can't miss those shots when the pistols are running in quickly at you like that. You can't afford to miss them. When they gain ground with numbers and you can't thin them out, it just gets too overwhelming. And are you going to pick up an unexpected round? But, you know, if James can keep hold of this AWP, life can still work out for AVANGAR in the following rounds. Their money is ruined, though. This was the round in which they're supposed to build money.
Yeah, this might be the difference between an 8-7 scoreline and a 10-5 scoreline. That is not the greatest round for AVANGAR, but there's still more to be done. With an AWP and a rifle, they did a lot in a previous round. Maybe they can do the same again. Maybe. Let's see what they choose to do with their money. There are 2 rounds remaining. This is round number 14 in this half, so I'm sure they'll go for both and force it up, and indeed they will. We've got a French gun coming out. Lots of exchanging of weapons. You can see an MP9 being deployed. Probably go towards ladder room. We'll see what Keycurd chooses to do if he gets curious again towards the B-bomb site later on. It will depend on how things go at the start. 3 incendiaries for the CT side to help them get their initial control, and indeed Keycurd will be solo towards the B bomb site. There's the initial flashbang to kick things off towards B, and they'll force him to throw his smoke early. NRG looking to burst somewhere, be it ladder room or B.
Desperate situation on the buy, but here comes a quick push. Keycurd falling back behind the incendiary. Has to be careful of the push around sidewall, but Sanji's got him covered, and there it is. Keycurd now has an opportunity. Flashbang around the side as well, and there's the peak. Beautiful timing from Keycurd as Cirque tries to do what he can, but there's still so much to be done, and he's got to buy time for Breeze on the flank. That's what this is all about, but the HE will prevent that from being a factor. They don't know where Breeze is, but they can surely hazard a guess at this point. Here he goes around the corner and peeks in. Oh my God, Breeze with 2, and now it's just Buster. Where is he? Breeze needs to predict this one perfectly. There's so many options here for Buster. There's, oh no, a missed shot, Buster, no! Breeze makes it work with 3. That should never have happened. A steal from NRG and AVANGAR. That is not how that was supposed to go.
Getting the feeling this is not going to be their map. What an effort from Kikert as well. Playing off of his teammates really well, and then using that flashbang, popping out at a great time, but Breeze just wiped them out completely, and Buster's capitulated with the AWP again. That is a nutty one. Another opportunity for AVANGAR with a horrible buy in the previous round and this round as well. Circ in quickly. Got to be careful about his positions. I think Jay may have seen him just move away. Looks towards stop sign, nothing doing there. That is such a huge run, such an energizing run for NRG in the overall series, let alone this map.
Absolutely, it's such a big deal, and a missed AWP shot there. You know, quick scope Buster. There's a couple times now with the AWP that he's created problems for AVANGAR. Unfortunately, having a slow start to this series, perhaps. Buster. Hello, Adrenal C2 players just on the, setting up the totem pole there, but it'll still be NRG with the frags. Looking good for the 10-5 at this point. James has looked really good with the AWP, but he hasn't had many positions to succeed. He's going to have to do something monumental to bring AVANGAR back into this one. He's trying to find the action with the AWP leading the charge. It's a 3 versus 5, and he's going deep with the AWP. He knows risks must be taken. Yeah,
he's got to go deep somewhere. NRG moving up the IV position. The bomb looks to join him. And now there are some sound cues for AVANGAR, but I don't know if it's one person there, if it's 5, if it's 2. Buster just sitting on the B bomb site with a Desert Eagle. Sanji now in the ladder position. James got plenty of cover. If he can get the first shot off, he can. Does he know a second person's there? Loads of sound cues. Which way to look? He doesn't know. There's just too many people. 20 seconds. There's still something to be done if NRG picked the wrong bomb plant. They may want to go back train because they don't really have... Okay, they've got cover of the ladder room. Ethan looks away just as Sanji emerges, but how on earth can they possibly win this? Buster making his way towards Old Bomb. Sanji maybe wanting to play off of him. Don't really have the range with the MP9. No kit for the 2 players. Maybe there's one on the floor. Ethan starts to wonder. A double peek won't be needed. Ethan's enough, and there's the last frag. 10-5 at halftime for NRG.
Has chances for AVANGAR, but NRG will shut him down. Maybe AVANGAR can turn the script. We'll see after the break. Welcome back, ladies and gents. It is not a good look here for AVANGAR if you're just joining us. 5 rounds on that first half. It was a very difficult CT side for them. Maybe the T side will be better. For them, it needs to be better because NRG are looking, they're looking so damn sharp at this point.
Yeah, now they move to the CT side. They get the luxury of the angles. And maybe 2 AWPs, which I imagine will have more success than what we saw in the first half from AVANGAR. I can never decide to call him AVANGAR or AVANGAR, so I switch between the 2. Buster and Sanji with grenades for the T side. No P250s. Ethan's made inroads. This is not an advantageous situation for Sanji. He's got half the grenades as well, so if he gets popped, that won't be ideal. Ethan will say hello, and will fall back. It's interesting. With the USP from that range, it's a favorable engagement. Doesn't mean you have to take it, though. Cirque's got a smoke and a flash. No defuse kit for NRG, and they wait for AVANGAR to make their play.
So much silence. Things are getting a little bit sweaty here. We get down to a minute, and there go the nades. And here comes the A push. Breeze lying in wait by Sandwich. How many can he get? Snaps the head of a Dren, but the trade is there for AVANGAR as well. So making ground towards this bomb train. The bomb going down. What a fadeaway from Tarek. Looking for more here, but it's Stan to drive it through with Kika going down. And now problems for AVANGAR. They didn't get the bomb down. That's what they needed. They needed the bomb to get planted. What on earth do they do now? At least James able to steal that bomb away into safety. Sanji needs to win a battle, but down to 5 HP now. He can barely take a fight. He can barely stand. 20 seconds to plant that bomb. It's got to go towards B, surely.
Sanji's got to die on his... Oh, no, he doesn't, because James is going towards the A bomb site as well. 13 seconds. This is so going down to the wire. That was a free headshot for James there. It wasn't going to happen. And it might not happen for AVANGAR on train. 11-5 NRG now. Firmly in the driving seat on the first map of this series. NRG having beat Simon Gaming. AVANGAR having beat Hellraisers. That was such a nice shot to open things up from Breeze.
That fadeaway is unreal.
Yeah.
An afterthought.
Mad fraggers in North America.
Yeah, what a perfect start for NRG. We get a complete save from AVANGAR. Single taser is the only investment. It's very cheap though. NRG, not really all that much they can do wrong in a round like this. AVANGAR will be very pressed to get even a single kill. And we'll be looking for that bomb plant on the B bomb sites, using the numbers to do so. But again, we've got Cirque in position with Stanislaw, both with SMGs.
Kikot's in the smoke of his use. But he's got his Glock out, interestingly. We'll see what he does. Maybe looking for a re-emergence. Only Glocks. At least they can exhaust the grenades of NRG. They might not get more than that. Maybe, if 3 men push B, maybe 1 trades. You can see Kiko, he's just hoping. He's hoping, he's praying. There's a ding. Oh, there's a dong. There we go. 2 headshots with the Glock, and the rest should be a simple cleanup. Sanji now with 4 HP will be the last one to fall.
That's a surprising kill for sure. You don't expect the Glock to make that work, but it does.
But now it's time for the big guns, Dan.
Biggest of guns. Yes, the AWP, the Krieg, the AKs coming out. NRG. Looking so good here. Obviously, the firepower advantage for this round is with AVANGAR, even though they've been losing the rounds as they get the full buyout straight away. But really, it's a very big deal that they win this round, because otherwise, if they lose it, if they lose the AWP, that's a problem. Here comes Breeze with the aggression. They know they have worse weapons. They want to get extremely aggressive, and it's going to work out for a trade. Oh my god, Ethan jumping through. Sanji ready for that one. I think there's a pop flash. I think Sanji was in position to hear the pop flash, dodge it, and then catch Ethan jumping in. So big frags for AVANGAR. 4 versus 3, and now they reset the situation.
Big race car play from NRG towards the bomb site. Leaves them a little handicap, but that will certainly help. That makes things a little worse, though. Jane pops out. Perfect timing as Stanislaw shows his back. Zerk and Tarek remain. Tarek in a forward position. The bomb's still in possession of AVANGAR, but no one's near the bomb. They're all separated for both teams. Big jewels to be had. Now, does this pull a rotation? Does this pull Tarek away? Starts to move away quietly, though, from the main position. Sanji's still waiting. There's plenty of time for AVANGAR to wait and try and figure out where Tarek is. Buster sees nothing towards the B bomb site just yet. He's smoked off connector. Oh, the shadow's giving everything away! But Tarek is going to look at the right time. I don't know how. And still, Sanji's got to make his way towards B bomb site. I think Tarek he surely hears the rotation now. He has the information. Doesn't know it's the bomb carrier, but he knows where people are headed.
Tarek also has an incendiary, a smoke, and an HE grenade, and a kit. So he has the utility to actually do some damage here, but we do have coverage on this ramp from Buster, and there's nothing that Tarek can do. There you go, though. NRG do make it expensive. I don't think the AWP will be collected. Nope, it is not collected, so that's a painful situation for AVANGAR. They'll have to wait a little bit until they can afford one again, but they should be okay given that NRG will be on a save rounds, half by.
Going back to the situation on Ivy where James saw Tarek's shadow, just for the people at home, always make sure your shadow settings are on high, because the lower they are, well, sorry, the higher they are, the further away you can see shadows from. If you have your shadow settings on the minimum, it's going to cause you problems. For example, if you are, let's see where Kiko goes. If he goes a bit further to look down the ramp, if someone's standing on the train down the ramp, you can see their shadow. But if they're a little far back, but you can still see their shadow on high, if you put it on the minimum, you won't see their shadow, or it will be very faint. So there is an example of the advantages you're missing if your shadow settings are on minimum. So even if you have a toaster to play CS on, keep your shadow settings up, because it will help you in the long run.
And takes down Stanislaw. Takes a lot of damage, but they'll have control of the bomb train, so they'll get the bomb plant. And that's all that matters in a round like this. Well, I suppose another thing that's important is not losing money. You really need to build money around such as this, and Breeze will do his best job to prevent that from happening. That's the objective here for NRG. They know that once the bomb goes down, it's very difficult, not impossible without a kit to win the round, but they can certainly make it painful. That makes AVANGAR a little bit soft in the economy-wise in the future rounds. That is an issue. See, they really don't want to give away any more guns here. They will be able to escape. Tarek pushing up. Sanji will steal away an AK. Tarek looking for it. Oh no! Oh no! It's quite unfortunate for Sanji. AVANGAR survived only with 2 players.
Well, the main thing is that NRG won't take any of those rifles away. It's more affordable on the T side than the CT side. Situations like that, although AVANGAR are on the comeback trail. But they'll be okay. They've got the money for the grenades and so on. They just need to keep winning rounds. Circle on the AWP. NRG a little short on grenades, but it's not a disaster. They've got 2 incendiaries and 2 diffuse kits. They've got no helmets, so maybe Sanji has a field day with this Mac 10. James got 3,600, so he's not dropping for his bro. But I mean, it can work as well if they read that there's a lack of helmets, but through the smoke, Breeze will punish. Again, when you're closer to the smoke, those tracers will be a problem for you. 3 unanswered frags for NRG. Adreni's creeping, he needs to find 2, but NRG are being active. They're looking around, there's 1. Will he find Cirque? No, Cirque will trade, leaving Buster in a 1 versus 4. The bomb is in the A bomb site. He's got a minute 20 to try and do something, but what?
It's not the best scenario here for AVANGAR. Bomb well and truly lost. There is a world if the bomb wasn't lost that the plant can be had. You can be sneaky on train, but Buster, it's all about survival at this point. Although the issue is that the money's going to be pretty weird. AVANGAR have won the last 2 rounds in a row, so they will not have any loss bonus. And so that means $1,400 will be awarded the players who died in this round for AVANGAR. Jane will be able to buy, and Buster will have what he has here. So I guess there is a world if Jane buys, spends a little bit of money, their money will actually be together. So this is actually okay. It's pretty important on a map like Train on the T side to have your money together as a team. Otherwise, you can kind of be committed into certain types of rounds, which might financially be a problem in the future. Upgrade for Ethan into the AK. And there you go. Another round for NRG. 3 are away from winning that from winning the first map Train.
Props for the Nitro sticker on the AK. Never gets enough credit. 6-round lead now for NRG. 3 rounds away from the first map. Trent did what he could, but it wasn't much. See some frustration there. They haven't really had much in the name of momentum, AVANGAR, in this entire game of Train. Once again, the MAC-10 is out for Sanji. It'll be a force buy for AVANGAR. Jame on the AWP. That's why he left the money in the hole. Worst case scenario. Yeah, 3,600. That's an interesting... I don't know if he meant to release that. But maybe he did. Maybe he was fearing a push from the CT side. Let's not forget the first buy round. NRG went charging up that position. And they wait. Seems Kika will take the bullet for the president if necessary. Like sending out a scout. Now, how do AVANGAR get into an angle to do something, to be impactful in this round? James on the AWP, he's got the big gun. He and Buster with the AK-47, but James currently above the ladder room. Moving towards B. Sanji in the meantime, having a look towards Ivy, but he's got no grenades and a MAC-10, so what's an ideal situation for him? And here comes some utility. And AVANGAR are notorious for putting a Molotov down the ladder room and then having somebody popped out main to just punish a rotating CT, but not this time.
Yeah, Cirque has the angle towards T main as well, so, you know, that's something that NRG will be able to cover for. So perhaps that's one of the reasons why AVANGAR are not doing it, knowing that it's perhaps telegraphed. You see here that NRG have forward control of the A-yard as well as forward control of the B-bomb site. So they can defend here, they'll be good to go. And Breeze will take down the first, Kiko with the trade. Oh, look at that. Beautiful moves and grooves around the ladder. And that is going to be Jane with the follow-up to make things look fantastic now for AVANGAR. It was not looking all that great. NRG had a brilliant setup, but AVANGAR moved through it. Demolish it.
Not over just yet, though. Kika forced from his position, 2 versus 2. How deep does Jame go? Again, Sanji only with the MAC-10 up high on B. Jame doesn't pull the trigger. That was a sitter for him. Sanji just waiting to make a play. There's a flashbang from his teammates. Not coming out just yet. Lovely stuff from him. No one touching the bomb just yet. And surely Ethan's got to fall back. He could try to make the T side die with him, but he'll hold on to his AK-47 or even an AWP. How on earth did they pull that one out of the bag of AVANGAR? That looked helpless, hopeless.
Yeah, big moves from Keycut on the entry, using the ladder to really mess with the spray of the NRG defenders on that B-bomb site. And that 2K was everything. Obviously, Jame, if you get Jame into position with the AWP post plant, you're going to be having a good time. So, much needed round. Again, that, like, if they would have lost that round, I don't know that a comeback's really possible, but NRG, in losing that round, their money's really stretched thin now, so they will be able to get a decent enough buy-in. Lacking utility, lacking some of the rifles. Tarek's on a Mag-7, and he will presumably play some close positions with that one. Pop Dog's usually a favorite, and that is actually where he will find himself. All the AVANGAR have to do is win this round. NRG will be on eco, and that's 2 rounds in the bag. And their economy will hopefully be in a better place.
Well, Breeze has been spotted, and AVANGAR will take position. So far, so good for the T side. Plenty of recovery to do. Are we looking at a full rotation in towards the A-bomb site? Stands made his way towards Connect side, the only man on B. Some pre-fire from Breeze, showing some presence. Some warning shots maybe, some more pre-fire. AVANGAR have to wonder if they're going into a bait situation. Cirque takes the Dren out, and Breeze will fall to Jame. So I suppose it was, but it's 50-50. No one near B for AVANGAR just yet. There's just under a minute on the clock for AVANGAR to make a play. Still lurking around the CT side of Ivy. Really nervous stuff for NRG. What angles can they take on the A-bomb side? That'll certainly help. Kikurt and Sanji being eliminated, leaving only 2 players left. Buster sees the shadow. Ethan going up, sees the head. But they need more than that. 2 versus 3 now. 28 seconds on the clock. The bomb's in main, and all the CTs are here.
Yeah, Jame needs to deliver something pretty remarkable in this position. Buster's with him, but Cirque's on the angle. He's going to spot the legs. He gets the flick shot through the terrain. That's now 24 HP for Jame, and he's going to have to fall back. They have to save. Their money really does suck, and that was a really interesting round. It was Cirque on the bomb train. If they would have had a molly for the bomb train or something like that, that would have been a different round, I think. But positionally speaking, it was very interesting. You don't often see that the T's drop 2 smokes on CT spawn. That's quite an odd move. And you can see that NRG was suspicious, thinking that, okay, are they doing this to pull rotation away from B here? Because that's typically what, that is an impact of a round such as that. However, AVANGAR very focused on the Ivy and the T main split, which can be difficult to execute. It just lacks the utility to follow through. Decent enough buy in this round, though. They, of course, have to force around what they save. NRG looking really good here now.
Yeah, they're very well equipped. It's really hard to expect a repeat performance with an AWP, well, 2 rifles for AVANGAR. They've got flashes, 1 smoke on Sanji. So this may be long and drawn out. Cirque's getting hungry, though. Can't imagine he goes into main alone, not knowing what's deep left unless there is an incendiary. Only Stan has one at this point. He's towards B, so... Battle sniper looking for something, but he won't find much of anything. NRG are too far back on B to hear any of these footsteps from AVANGAR. Oh, beautiful stuff. Tarek in the wrong position. That's the go. That's the green light for AVANGAR to move straight into the B bomb site. Angle's being held by Connector. Now, what did NRG choose to do? Oh, right, so he had to land that one, Jamie. He's got 17 HP. He's in trouble. There are no HEs, though. 2 players in the red for AVANGAR on this hold.
So much utility now expended. Big kill from Ethan. That's going to gain them some good ground towards this bomb train. Stan, oh my god, all the kills going towards the likes of NRG as Buster gets taken down. And now it's just Sanji. The molly, though, might do the trick. He's got to go for the peek. He's got to take down the player. And that's going to be that. NRG with round 15 in the bag. At the very least, they have secured themselves an overtime. But you know what? It looks like they may have secured Train at this point because the money for AVANGAR really, really sucks.
Yeah, it's been a difficult map for AVANGAR, and it is not getting much better. Any of the buys they've had have always been a mixed bag. Now they have lost the AWP, which has been integral in the struggle rounds they've won. 3 pistols, 2 rifles. And they've got more grenades for some kind of setup, but how likely is it at this point? Ethan got to be careful, some pre-fire. Jay may have to be careful himself. HE goes up. In the meantime, Tarek creeps into main. Again, CTs don't normally go beyond this position because you can see how horrible an angle it is. This is enough info for them for the time being. Waiting AVANGAR out, who are themselves waiting for some utility. To be exhausted. There is the smoke now in the ladder room. Some shenanigans again. Ethan wondering about main, but of course Tarek is in there, so he doesn't need to worry too much.
Sanji in a really awkward spot here because it's difficult to know exactly where the CT is going to be standing. Tarek in a forward position there is dangerous. Ethan flash through. Oh my goodness, the flash works out. Ethan executes Buster, gets himself Jame as well. And now it's just 2 remaining for AVANGAR. Make that 1. Adren with a CZ. He's going to find himself a Galil, but I don't know that that will offer him much help in a scenario such as this. Trying to line up a Molotov there for the trains, and Breeze lurks above. Will it be death from above? It might just be. As Breeze goes for it, will he try to commit here? He's really playing this very safe. And there you go. Breeze finishes it off with a headshot on the Dren. That's 16-8. NRG close it.
That's a fantastic way for NRG to start the series. They never looked like they were in trouble. That really felt like they were always going to win that game, and that's how you want to start a series. As for AVANGAR, it wasn't their pick. They, after a break and trying to forget about that game, they could remember how strong they were on Dust 2 yesterday. But perhaps this is going to be a bigger challenge for them with the likes of Cirque on the server. Yeah,
absolutely. It's I got to say that even though 16-8, there were a lot of situations where AVANGAR had earned themselves a turning point. There was quite a few rounds where it's like, all right, if they win this round, they kind of cripple NRG, but something would always happen. And I think one of the big moments was in when we had that huge clutch from Breeze, that 3K with the AK. Buster misses a shot. In a previous round to that as well, we had Buster missing a couple of AWP shots when they were rushing in with pistols. That was another round in which AVANGAR should have converted, and it could have really made all the difference.
We're going to a break. When we're back, we'll see if AVANGAR can take Dust 2. We'll see you soon.